South Africa has amended its Petroleum and Mineral Resources Development Act. Number one, why did they come to that decision and which implications does it hold for us? What could that mean for us as a country?
Yes, I think South Africa has been battling with that problem, whether to continue to supply in the countries around, in terms of having what utilities have brought as message to governments. Already, quite some time back, 2007 was mentioned as the time when the region would run out of power.
Yes.
Due to the fact that, the surplus that Eskom had, which was the one from which all these countries were feeding from. The country, South Africa, said they were going to use that surplus to supply the population.
Mm-hmm. But in the absence of that surplus.
Yeah, now after this surplus has gone away, without new generation being brought into the picture, South Africa has no choice but to use its own resources for its own people. And I must emphasize that South Africa has been talking about that. At one time they said that they are planning for South Africa and not for the region.
Not for the region, yeah.
You see, and in addition to that, the media started, talking about Eskom, exporting too much power. I think it was 2005, when newspapers, said that Eskom was exporting, more than 10 billion watt hours. Watt hour is a very small, entity. Is 1,000th of watt unit we are using, which is a kilowatt. But the important thing was 10 billion, not what followed. So and we are aware of the fact that South Africa is doing load shedding, and all this. A hungry person does not give other people the little food that they have.
Yeah.
They have to use that food, to try to remove hunger from them. And I fully understand what South Africa is trying to do. And the fact is that they have helped the region for a long time. I think this is the time also for the region to help South Africa. Yeah.
Now, Simasiko, of course, Mr. Simasiko, this of course gives rise to a lot of fears with regards to energy scarcity in Africa, of course, as being part of that, of the region. How is this amendment going to affect us, with South Africa being our biggest supplier?
Yeah, I think, what it's not new, to Namibia. It has been happening. Is when the contract that Nampower had with Eskom came to end. The new one, Eskom made it very clear that they would supply us, power which would be available. And if we wanted additional power, which would be emergency power, we will have to pay for all the costs. And that goes sometimes up to $3. More than $3 per kilowatt hour, which is very, very expensive. You see, but what Nampower has done so far is to try to diversify the area of import. They are importing more now from Zambia.
Okay.
I think South Africa is giving us, about 16%, while Zambia is going to give us soon 18%.
Okay.
We are also getting some power from Mozambique, even though the Mozambique power is mainly from the private sector, but it does not matter. You see, so the diversification is happening. You see, and maybe, and I'm underlining that expression, maybe we should not worry.
Yeah.
At least for now. And as you know, we have embarked on the process, to develop, the Kudu gas.
Yes.
And the government, has come in, very strongly to support the development of Kudu gas.